It's never easy to make a tough decision, but with these 5 steps, you can make the hardest decisions today. Starting with awareness, choice, time, intuition, and fruition. Act if you want to break it down. Making a tough decision will be the difference between you either living a mediocre life or one of full fruition, where you can get everything you want, everything you've possibly dreamed of, to live that in that dream state, to live the life that your dreams have only been thought of, to bring that thought into reality. So it begins with awareness. If we're not aware of our decisions, we are simply going through life with the flow of others, the flow of other people's recommendations, other people's choices. So being fully aware that you're in a place where you can react in a way that makes a decision based on your own values and your own principles is absolutely crucial. And this is the beginning point of any big decision in your life, especially in business, because you'll be faced with choices, decisions that you need to make that will ultimately make or break your business. Now, this can also turn into your personal life, your relationships with others. And by having this deep awareness of yourself before you actually act, you can make a decision that will show you who you are and gift you the best outcome possible. But you need to begin with this awareness. The awareness state is not one that many of us are aware of. We can find ourselves tuned in to the wrong frequencies, to the wrong channels. We're constantly tuned in to the channels of distraction. And by taking in these distractions, we're not making decisions that are best suited for our own well-being. So, which channel are you tuning into? You can always click the channel. And this is the power of metacognition, to be able to take a step back and look at your own choice. Look at the choices that you're making, which leads us into the second step, choice. By being able to take a step back and look at yourself and say, hey, I can have the power. I do have the power to reflect on who I am. Because I am aware, now I can make the right choice to make the right decision and propel me into a future that is fruitful, a future that will deliver me the best possible outcome in this particular time. So what choices are you making? I certainly know that I've made the wrong decisions in the past because I didn't have the right awareness. I wasn't making the right choices because I wasn't aware. And that's why these are the first 2 steps. If you don't understand these steps, you cannot possibly make a good decision based on who you are. Which leads us into the third step of very good decision making, which is time. Now, there's picture the Goldilocks zone. Too much time essentially means that you are overthinking, which is never good for making a crucial decision in your life. Too little time is arguably probably more authentic than any other time, but we want to be spending the right amount of time. Not too long, not too short. You want to be able to reflect. You want to be able to recognize where you are, and you want to make the right choice. So time is absolutely crucial in making a good decision. This may also mean that you have enough time to seek advice from others, remember that we don't need to walk this path alone. We can walk it with others beside us, walking along a similar path. We can seek counseling. Sometimes we don't have the knowledge that's required to make a good decision based on our place in life. And it's okay to seek help. Seeking help is absolutely crucial in building something of your own. Some of the best innovators and businessmen, businesswomen of our time throughout history have understood that they need help and that they're ready to delegate tasks to others to assure that these decisions that they're making in their business are the right ones. They're aware, they've made the right choice, and they've given ample time to make sure that they are on the right path to obtaining success. Which leads us into our next step, step 4, intuition. If you've made it this far through the decision-making process, you've probably encountered an issue where your gut is saying something. Your gut is either saying a fuck yes or a sacred no. Your gut is screaming to you that this is the right choice, that you are aware of who you are, that you've given it enough time to fully reflect, and that it is the right path for you to take. This is intuition. But what happens when your intuition is going against you? Do you ignore it? Do you say, no, I know better, my mind, the illusion of this vision seems better than what the reality currently is. In this present state, my gut is screaming no, but this vision seems better. The issue with following the vision is that if it means ignoring the gut intuition, it will usually crumble. It will usually end in ruin, which at the end of the day isn't the worst. We always rise from the ashes. We are a phoenix. And when things do burn, we have an opportunity to be reborn and to make something new of that. To see the positive in the negative. To understand that new opportunities don't come from walking the same steps every single day. Sometimes we need to make a wrong turn to realize that maybe that was the wrong path to begin with. Our gut intuition says so much about ourselves and those that we interact with. There's a reason you get that shiver up your spine when you speak to someone that isn't necessarily on the same wavelength as you, that doesn't share the same values. Someone that might come across as finding their success through lying, cheating, some form of negative approach to growing themselves and their business, perhaps. These people are dangerous. So be very aware of who it is that you're surrounding yourself with. Again, awareness. Be aware of your surroundings. Make the right choice of your surroundings. Take the time to reflect and trust your gut intuition. Now, if you can complete all 4 of these steps, you're going to be one of the very few successful people in the world. You may have experienced this yourself. To experience the fruition of a great decision, the fruition of a tough decision. Once again, you can only achieve fruition by taking the right 4 steps to begin with. And what happens when you bring a good decision into fruition? You are given the rewards. You begin reaping in the rewards, and you see that this path was already laid out for you. You just had to start walking it. Walking the right path isn't easy at first. Belief can only go so far. People may say that they have hope for you, but in my eyes, there's negative connotations associated to hope. And to have faith is a much more powerful form of understanding that you are on the right path, that you have made the right decisions to bring that right path into fruition. And only you are capable of doing this. So why is this so important? Why do I need to make good decisions? Because if you're watching this and you've watched this to this point, one, you've made a great decision and watching a video to help you understand that making the right decisions, whether it's in life or in business, will steer you in a positive path, a path to the most authentic version of you that you can possibly be. And in a world riddled with AI, fake people that make a living from being a con artist, this authenticity will shine through. It may take longer, and that's okay. So, today, to reflect upon these 5 steps of hard decision making, we're going to spend a couple of minutes just reflecting, integrating with an integration meditation together. I want you all to find yourselves in a comfortable seated position with a straight back, straight spine, and your hands in either chin or Yana Mudra. And closing our eyes. Exhale. Inhale. May we understand that the toughest decisions require intentional steps in order to find ourselves along a path of ultimate fruition, giving us and those around us the clarity they need to live their highest lives. Exhale. Inhale. Making the right decisions will help steer your lives in the directions of unforeseeable and beautiful connections to the world and to the emotions of those around us. Exhale. Inhale. May we go forth and make the right decisions based on the 5 steps, to be aware, to make the right choices, to give it ample time to be able to reflect and integrate these decisions to experience the greatest fruition that we can possibly imagine. Exhale. Thank you all so much for joining me yet again. It's always hard to make a difficult decision, and that's never going to change. No matter what your life situation may be, it's something that we're all going to have to deal with eventually. The roller coaster of life comes up and down, and it's whether we choose, whether we decide to go through those hard times or to continually go around them. Life is not one of a linear progression. It fluctuates. So ride that wave, enjoy that wave, make the right decisions, because at the end of the day, those right decisions will change you, will elevate you into the highest version of you that you can possibly be. Not tomorrow, today. So once again, go out there, play safe with one another, be kind to each other, and most of all, bless you all.